I want to talk about Monkey Man. So I went to the movies to go see it because I always got to, I told you I like to support film, anything that got to do with something that's different than what we're used to getting. And I have to say, after I saw the movie, I really liked it. I thoroughly enjoyed the movie. Now, I'm not gonna give away anything in case you guys want to go see it, but I was like, let me pull this up. First of all, I already told you, y'all already know. For those who follow me on social media, I love me some Dev Patel. I've been a follower of Dev Patel since he started on the TV show Skins. Sidebar, I totally forgot that Daniel Kaluuya was also on Skins, as well as Nicholas Hoult. I was like, well, damn, I totally forgot they was on that show. And then MTV tried to remake it, and I was like, mm-mm. First of all, if y'all gonna go there and really try to go deep into doing like the salacious shit they were doing, the Brits was doing, y'all can't be trying to, water this stuff down. Like, y'all really got to go there with the sex and all the other stuff. And they did with the Brits. But anyway, so I went to go see the movie. It wasn't that many people in the theater, but I get it. It's kind of like that whole vibe of what you get with John Wick, where it was like when John Wick first came out, a lot of people really didn't support it until word of mouth. Everybody was like, go see this movie. It's really good. And a lot of people went to see it, and then John Wick became a big hit, and then you started to see the movie increase over the years in regards of like fandom, the budget, all that other stuff. But they always kept the budget small. So even though this was his first film, Dev Patel, where he wrote, I think he also co-wrote it because I saw some other writers included in the film. I mean, in the screenplay. But he came up with the story. He directed it. Yeah, there was some moments in the film where it was like uneven at times in regards of the shots and stuff, but I get it. It's his first film. I'm not gonna hold somebody and be negative based off of their first movie. If it's at least look, quiet as it's kept, it is not easy to even make a movie. I worked on movie sets. I went to film school where I had to shoot things and stuff to get grades, and trust and believe it is not easy to film to come up with a story, write a screenplay, shoot what you need to shoot, and edit it in a way where it flows. So there were moments in the film where I was like, yeah, I didn't like it. The shaky cam stuff, I didn't particularly care for that because, like when it came to the Bourne movies, I hate when y'all be shaking the camera and all that other stuff to try to get certain shots. It's like, no, don't. I want to see what's going on. That's why I love movies like The Raid. I love movies like, what was it? Kill Bill even did that too. And then also John Wick. Like you could see the action and all that stuff. So that's what I liked about it. So there were moments in there where it was like, okay, can y'all hold the camera still a bit so I can see what's going on? But I totally get it. I'm not going to hold him to that. That's just me nitpicking. But overall, I love the story. I love the story where it was basically about he was seeking revenge and he had to infiltrate himself into this space to get revenge against the people who not only killed the people in his town, but his mother as well, especially the corrupt cop that killed his mother. And first of all, what he did to his mother was brutal. And speaking of brutal, the action sequences were brutal. I think I might be desensitized to violence because when I was watching some of them scenes, people in the audience were groaning, they were cringing, like, God damn, like there was a lot of that in there. I'm sitting there watching, like, I think I was enjoying the action a little too. Like there's one scene where he bites off a guy's nose, and then he stabs another guy in the eye with and he actually pushes it in with his mouth. So he has like the handle part of the knife in his mouth, and he pushes it. I'm like, the fuck? I'm looking at this like, and I'm low. I'm low key enjoying all the violence and all the stuff in there because I'm like, I love shit like that. Like, first of all, I watch a lot of Korean action movies. I watch a lot of martial arts movies. So that's kind of like my wheelhouse anyway. So whenever I see stuff like that, I'm thoroughly enjoying it. But most of all, I just want to say what I loved about it was seeing the Indian culture, a lot of the lore, and it was also spiritual stuff thrown up in there too. Especially I love the scene when he's healed by this guy. I need some people to correct me on this because I'm not really engulfed in Indian culture, but there was like this guy who I believe he was sort of half male, half woman. We had like the long nails. He wore the women's garb, but he was a male or identified. I don't know if that's like what Indian people consider as transgender or if it's just that they embrace both the male and the female halves, which I'm all for. I don't know if it's Shiva, whatever the case was. So I'm not really sure in like the whole, Indian spiritual stuff. So I don't want to mess it up and say the wrong thing. But I love bringing that aspect in there where it was just like, okay, the trans girls, the lady boys is up in here fighting too. So I like that. But I heard like some of the critics was about, oh, people were going to be rubbed the wrong way because it's political, and because they did bring a lot of the stuff that was in there with the haves and the have-nots, and how the Indian people who are up the higher echelons of the hierarchy, how they look down on the poor people, and they pretty much just do whatever they want to them. And I'm like, why not bring political stuff in it? And this is what I love about being a person of color, is that we can get away with that. White people always just want to coast through life and just be like, oh, I don't want to be preached to. I don't want to be. It's okay, then don't be preached to. If you don't like the movie, fucking walk out. If you don't like people bringing in things and you think it's woke or whatever, then okay. First of all, I hated the fact that y'all hijacked that word. And I'm going to bring that shit up later when I talk about Dwayne Johnson. Don't have breed, don't know what the fuck race he is ass. Because I'm going to read him down to the ground when we get to that topic of him going on Fox News and that mess. But I'm all for like a certain person who's of color bringing in a different point of view and talking about the haves versus the have not. But I do feel like at times watching the movie, I wish it was a straightforward revenge film rather than him trying to bring in somebody. I just felt like it was too many ideas being brought in, and at times it wasn't well executed. But the third act, when it gets to the fight, the action sequences and the fights and all this, I was like, okay, this is what we cooking with gas. Like this is where I was like, Dev Patel truly shines. I definitely think that he is up there where he needs to be a force to be reckoned with in regards of Hollywood. And I do believe that he has what it takes to be the next big action star. And I feel like at this point, Hollywood, and I'm so happy that Jordan Peele picked up this movie and put it in the theater, because what I read was Netflix was initially going to put the movie out, but then we're not going to put the movie out because they didn't like the political undertones and they got scared. I'm like, really? So y'all give Dave Chappelle transphobic ass a platform, all these other people could say all the bullshit that they say on your network with no problem. But you draw the line with Dev Patel talking about all the political unrest and things that's going on over in India. Like, that's your line that you draw? Okay. So this is why Netflix, first of all, quiet as it's kept, most of the movies that end up on Netflix, the original films, are trash anyway. I have yet to see a good original Netflix movie that I was like, you know what? I need to watch this movie multiple times. We got The Scar Giver coming out this week. First of all, the first half of that damn movie was trash. The Tyler Perry movie, Mia Culpa, was garbage, which I knew because it was Tyler Perry. Anything attached to his name is going to be shit. The J-Lo movie, The Mother, wasn't that good. So I have yet, like I said, I have yet to see a good Netflix original movie that I'm like, you know what, I could watch that movie a couple of times. There's one I will say that, okay, maybe I watched multiple times, but it gets like a needs improvement. And that would be the zombie movie that Zack Snyder did with Dave Bautista. There's some moments in that movie that I thought was good, but overall, I don't think it was a good movie. There's ideas in there that I thought was good, but overall, it wasn't a good movie. But nevertheless, if you guys have a chance to see Monkey Man this weekend or soon, definitely go and see it. I know it didn't really do that well in the box office and all that other stuff, even though I can't necessarily say it didn't, because according to Discussing Film, which I'm going to pull up, it says his Monkey Man movie opened at 10.1 million domestically. That means in the United States alone. And Universal basically bought the rights to the film for $10 million. So I have a feeling that with word of mouth and all this other stuff, it's sort of like a slow burn. This is one of those movies that it's gonna, the what they call it, the who wins the race, the snail. So my thing is, overall, I can't remember the term, so I'm not even going to try to attempt to say if I can't remember the damn term. But overall, I feel like this is one of those movies that is like, you can't expect it's going to gross $100 million first week. It's one of those movies that everybody's not going to really want to go in and support immediately, or maybe they'll wait because they want to watch mindless shit like Kong versus Godzilla. So people just want to switch their brain off, and that's what's making all the money right now. So this is a film that I feel like with more, with word of mouth, like I said with John Wick, it'll basically get traction and more people will go see it. Because there was a couple of people in the theater when I went to go see it. First of all, I was supposed to see it Thursday, but I had to get a refund also because I got called in for a job at the last minute. So I was like, fuck. I said, do I forego money Or do I go to the gym and see this movie and make no money? Well, duh, you know I'm gonna go where the money resides. So I had to go get a refund. I went and got a new ticket on Friday. So I went to the gym, which yeah, so I went to the gym and all the other stuff. Then afterwards, I rushed over to go see this movie, and then I had to go do work, and then I had to go work the Olivia Rodrigo concert, which was awesome. So I did all of that, and so I say all this to say, um, go see Monkey Man if you can. Dev Patel, like I said, is definitely got what it takes to be the next big action star. And I think that we need more people. We need to give license to more people besides the tight ass Dwayne Johnsons, all these little muscle heads with small dicks who basically be doing fucking, wrestling moves as fight choreography. We need the next generation of action movie stars coming up. And I feel like Dev Patel is up there with the next big action as the next big action star. Chris Hemsworth, so many others who are really stepping up and showing like they have what it takes. It's time to bring us a new blood. So shout out to Dev Patel. Great job, well done. Monkey Man was awesome. I feel like upon more repeatings, I don't know if people are gonna like I probably will fast forward through all the political, spiritual stuff because I already know what it is. But I enjoyed the first time I saw it. But I feel like that middle part of the movie, it does slow itself down a bit, which may rub people the wrong way. People might get a little restless. But the action sequences, definitely eight. So shout out to you. I'm looking forward to seeing what other action movies you plan on directing and being a part of in the future. And if there is a Monkey Man 2, which I have a strange feeling we will be getting one, I'll definitely be there open at night to support future sequels.